Hey everyone, this is Lola Reddy from Abstract Music Lab, and today I'm back here in the sound design channel. Today we're going to recreate a pad, and it's a really wobbly pad, and it sounds like this. If we didn't have the EQ. So it's doing a lot of work over there in this EQ. Basically, in this EQ, we have a 250 hertz low cut and a 3500 hertz high cut as well. So if you want to listen again. We also have a little bit of an LFO, because if you want to listen in context and also seeing the MIDI, if you want to get this MIDI, you can get in the Ben Bomer style melodic deep sound pack that is available here in the description below, a pack available from Production Music Live. And if you want to get this preset, you can get it from the Circle Deep Sounds for Vital, available also here in the description below, and you can get both here in the description. As usual, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're loving it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos from the sound design channel. But let's get started and let's get down to Vital. We're going to initialize the preset over here, and we're going to start here without the EQ and with the LFO, as I told you before. So Vital is over here. Let's solo this sound and let's start with the sound design. For us to start here with this sound design, you're going to have to download the massive wavetables for Serum, available here in the description below. And you can download and load them into Vital over here. So we're going to start massive wavetables. We're going to first choose a polysaw number 2. We're going to put it to -24. You can see that this already sounds horrible, and it's not a little bit out of what we want. But we're going to keep on going because we're just first going to choose all the oscillators, and then we're going to do a little bit something more advanced. So first, polysaw, -24, level all the way up, unison to 5. Detune all the way down. We're going to have to choose here a low pass, and it's going to go around 61. That's it with the first oscillator. Second oscillator is going to be a sine triangle. And the sine triangle is going to have to go all the way up because we're going to choose a triangle wave over here. I forgot one thing. We're going to have to also put this over here to 102. So just so you can listen before and after. It's quite a drastic change and quite an important one. So let's go back over here. Sine triangle. 5 voices. 13. And essentially, that's it for the first sound, second sound. So only put this to -6 to create a little bit more detune. And the third sound is going to be over here, a rough math number 3. Boom. And we're going to have to put the level all the way up. Pitch all the way down to -24. The unison is going to go to 5. The detune unison is going to over here to 13. And you might say to me, Leo, but that is not sounding like the sound. Yes, it's not. And that's because we have to go here to the advanced section. We're going to change the detune range and the stereo unison. The detune range is basically saying that the detune is going to up to 2 semitones over here. And we're going to put this down to 1 for all notes. You can see it already sounds a lot better. And now stereo unison, it's going to make the sound a little bit less stereo in the unison as well. And we're going to put this to 56, the first one, 60 the second, and 63 the third one. The last thing that we're going to do over here, and it's for oscillator number 1. If you pick the unison over here, there's the detune power. We're going to have to put this to -0.9. And that's it with the first sound. That's it with the oscillators of this section. We're gonna go now into the envelopes, and in the envelope we're gonna put this to 330, something like this. The release a little bit longer. And that's essentially it for the first sound. The second envelope we're gonna put over here to 0.03 as well. 0.3 actually. And then the decay is gonna remain possibly a little bit longer, and the sustain all the way down. The release is going to remain as it is for this case. But we're gonna pick this hand over here and put it straight. We don't hear a difference because we haven't attached this to anything. So we're gonna pick this over here, the wave morph. We're gonna put it all the way down. We're gonna choose over here an FM from oscillator 2, and we're gonna put this over here to around 0.35. You can see how much it changes the sound. And lastly, what we're gonna have to do over here, before going to the filters, just velocity key track, something like this. Now we're gonna choose both filters, filter number 1 and filter number 2. We're gonna start with filter number 1. Number 1, we're gonna put the resonance over here all the way down to 17. The blend is going to go over here to 0.150, something like this. The cutoff is going to go to around 3000. We're gonna choose 1, 2, and 3. Key track all the way up. And drive a little bit up as well. So basically, oscillator 1, 2, and 3 are sending sound to the filter number 1. And now we're gonna activate filter number 2. We're gonna choose oscillator 1, 2, 3, and the filter 1. And basically, this means that the oscillator 1 is sending sound to the filter number 1 and to the filter number 2. And so are the oscillators 2 and 3. But then the filter number 1 is sending the sound back to filter number 2. It's actually a complicated chain, but essentially that's what's happening. So filter number 2, we're gonna choose analog 1224, 0 resonance, drive as it is, key track all the way up. Now also in the cutoff over here, we're gonna put this to 431. Now, a lot of the work will start to happen here in the LFO section. So LFO, we're gonna choose over here, sine. For the sine, we're gonna use a trigger, and it's going to be seconds, and it's going to be 0.50. But before I start doing anything over here, I'm just gonna attach this so you can actually hear the sound. So first, bring the LFO over here to the filter cutoff number 1 and hold shift. You can see that if you hold shift, it goes bipolar. If you don't press shift, it goes just unipolar. And then we want it bipolar. So put this over here to around 42. Same thing for filter number 2. We're gonna have to put it bipolar, and we're gonna have to choose it to 54. The third thing that we're gonna do is, again, hold shift and put it over here to the blend, bipolar again, and this is going to go to 0.4. So now that we have something attached, now that's where we're gonna start adjusting a little bit of the LFO. So smooth all the way down. And the fade in is going to go to around 3 seconds. The fade in is really important because if you don't have the fade in, the sound is gonna sound completely different. Now, second LFO, it's gonna be a triangle. We're gonna pick this triangle, put it over here, something like this. We're gonna create another curve over here and put it all the way down over here. And we're gonna choose, again, seconds, and we're gonna put this over here to 19 seconds. This is going to modulate the LFO number 1 frequency. So we're actually gonna just put this over here. We're gonna put the smooth over here all the way down again. And LFO number 1, we're gonna pick this and put it over here. And this is going to modulate around 45. But before we go back over here, we're going to have to choose over here an envelope. So you can see that this is making the LFO1 a bit faster as well. Now, LFO3, we're going to have to choose a triangle again. We're going to pick this triangle and put it somewhere over here. And that's essentially it. We're going to leave it as envelope again. We're going to put this again as seconds, and this is going to go around 6 over here. And that's essentially it. This is going to go here in the cutoff. And this is not bipolar now. This is just going to go unipolar 67. Now, effects section, finally. We are going now to choose distortion. We're also choosing a compressor. Then we're choosing a reverb. And lastly, an EQ. So distortion is going to be over here at 11 dB. It's quite a drastic distortion. But the drive over here, the mix of the drive is going to go to 0.28. Then a compressor, a multiband compressor. But this is going to go here at 17. Lastly, reverb. We're going to put this over here. The high cut, we're going to go all the way down. So we're not going to have any high cut. Now, low end. We're going to first pre-high cut all the way down. Then the low end gain is going to go to minus 2.5. And then the cutoff is going to go to around 35 hertz. But this time over here is going to go to 4.3. And the size to 57. And the mix is going to remain here at 25%. Lastly, we're going to have to choose an EQ, low shelf, bell, and high shelf as well. So let's start with the low shelf. It's going to be over here a minus 2 at around 130. Taking a little bit of the low end. So now the bell is going to go at 2.2 over here, around 730. But the resonance is going to remain over here at 20%. And then lastly, high gain, we're going to put this to 3.2. And this is going to go around 1,700. Now, if we activate our EQ over here, again, 255 hertz, cut, low cut, and then the 3,500 high cut over here. And if we play it in context, and that's essentially it. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you soon in the next sound design channel video. This is Leo Loretti from Abstract Music Lab. Cheers.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, please check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested Serum presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full Serum preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.